Welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for being here with me today. If you are new here, please make sure you go ahead and slap that like button for me because it helps support my channel. Also, make sure you guys subscribe and hit that notification bell. That way you do not miss any of my upcoming videos. Also, just because I don't have a post schedule, I only post when I feel cute. So if you want to be here when I post a video, you gotta hit that notification bell. Now, today we are covering episode 3, brand new episode of Just Like That. I'm literally living for this show and the world is right now. It's so crazy how many people were shocked and bewildered and taken to the ground over the news of Big. And I'm so glad I watched it like the second day after or the day after it like came out, because I was able to not have it spoiled. I was able to let that be a surprise. Before it was a huge Peloton joke. Now I was able to actually be in the moment. And if you guys saw first of all, thank you to everyone who watched the first review / recap that I did. And if you saw that one, or maybe you didn't, but I'm super relating to the show because I just lost my partner over a month ago. So I'm living for just understanding Carrie, and even more so in this 3rd episode, some of the crazy things that she does. Like, this is just how we think. This is how a widow thinks. Like, I'm telling you, like, I'm like that girl in the first episode who was like, I know. When I know. That's me. Like, I literally can understand her. I know why she's going through all the things she's going, but her story is so great and I relate to it, and I love that she was going crazy in this and going after Natasha, like, all so relatable, so good. But I was really shocked with Charlotte's story and Miranda's story. So I will start talking about I'll start with Carrie though, and just that I was so happy that she was feeling better. And when she had said the one thing, I was so relatable, that she said that she's just trying to remember the good, and that to keep things going, that's what she was doing. She was trying to remember the good. That is so true. And it's just crazy because she took the words right out of my mouth. People always ask me how I'm doing and what's next or yada yada yada, and I always respond by that, like, I am healing literally through the love that we had. And I can understand how Carrie is doing the same for Big, and I also understand knowing about extra girls and wanting to know things, because she was I was dying. She was trying to get into that computer to find out things, and I did the same thing. When my boyfriend passed away, I went right to his place and I tried to get into all his systems, but I had already been through most of the things while he was alive, so I had already gone through a lot of the systems and gone through all the messages, and I know all the hoes, but she didn't know, and she needed to get in there, and I was like, oh my gosh, like, I get that, like, you want to know, like, whether he was here or not. And it's also very strange feeling. I don't think there's probably very few people in the world who understand the weirdest feeling of, like, having animosity or anger or any feeling towards someone who's already passed away. And I have had moments where, like, I've remembered some moments of infidelity or not good parts in our relationship where I feel angry, and then you're literally mad at someone who's passed away. Like, how can you be mad at someone who died, who you loved and you can't live without? They're your soulmate, but still you find a way for it to be weird. And it's just so interesting. It's so interesting how they wrote those feelings in there, and I totally understand. But I'm wondering, like, what everyone's thinking watching it. Like, they're probably, like, to anyone who hasn't gone through that type of, like, grieving process, you're probably watching Carrie like this show is about a crazy person. This is psychotic, because I can understand how it feels that way. But I'm hoping that they wrote it in a way and produced it and showed it in a way, and people kind of absorb it in a way where they see and feel for Carrie and understand why she's going through these things, and understand that in the moment you just need answers. Another line that I love so much, when she said something like, oh, what's the worst that can happen? Like, he's already dead. Like, so true. Like, literally there is not much else. It feels like when you really love someone, you have a soulmate and you don't want them to die, that is it. Like, you do so much in life. It's all about, like, you know, eating the right things, doing the right stuff to be healthy. Everything's about trying to stay alive, right? So once that person dies, it's like, what else is there? Like, what's the worst that can happen? And I'm so excited for Carrie and for myself, because I do feel like there's a chapter after this grieving process where you're just such a boss bitch. Like, you're just like, yo, like, literally, what is the worst that can happen? Like, it has already happened. The love of my life has passed away. What's up? Like, what's next, life? Let's go. Like, that's how I feel like Carrie's gonna be in the next coming episode. So I'm very excited for her story to progress. But moving on to my girl Charlotte, who is, like, when it comes to favorites, like, Charlotte is my favorite. I don't think I talked about that in the first episode, but she really is my favorite. Like, I love her so much. I've always loved her in the whole series. I think she's like so bougie, but then so like she knows how to let loose like when the time is right, but then not really, but then she has rules. Like she reminds me of myself in a lot of ways like that. And with her situation, what's going on with her daughter, I was thinking, like, as it was happening, I was like, oh my gosh, this is about to happen. Like, she's about to come out to her with some different type of title, and I'm ready for it, because Charlotte may be confused and not ready for things, like, as they confront her head on, but that woman loves, okay? I know that she loves those kids. I'm talking about them like they're my friends, but I know that she loves those kids, and I know for a fact that, like, when she comes out fully to everything that she wants to be, her daughter, like, Charlotte will be there. Like, she will drop the housewife act, she will drop the one to be perfect act, and she will find a way to make it work. The same way that she did that first episode when they went to Lily's recital, how she had to come to that understanding of what she wanted to wear, and how the outfit ended up being, if you saw, was like half of what Charlotte wanted and half of what the daughter wanted, which kind of gives you like a prelude understanding that Charlotte is going to be like meet her halfway, which is such a beautiful thing. It made me so proud and excited to like obviously be a part of the LGBT community and know and rally and have I support everyone who's just different in your own way. Like, when you're a part of the LGBT community and you know you're so different in your own way, you just immediately support any type of misfits or any type of group that seems like they're being turned away for being different or weird. Or at least I do. And at least I do definitely as an adult. I feel like it wasn't something that I cared about when I was younger. Like, when I was younger, I was just like, oh, I'm young and I'm gay, like whatever, like life's cute. But as I gotten older, it's like, okay, like being gay is being something bigger. Like, you are part of something that's a little bit more different, a little bit more special, and it's a really nice way to connect with people who are different in their own different ways. And I feel like that is like what the show is showing. Like, the show is doing a great job like getting all the right words in and showing different types of genders and different types of people. Like, it's just so beautiful the way it's unfolding, and it's like spiraling from Charlotte's life over into Miranda, who obviously has a thing for our girl Che Diaz or whatever her name is. I love her. I think she's killing it in this season, and the stand-up section of this show, of this episode, was iconic, like so good. And I literally like started crying when Charlotte started crying, because I saw her understanding, and it was a really good moment of like showing how like having someone of the LGBT community do stand up like that in front of an audience and have, it's not just a funny show, like it becomes a moment to be able to connect and educate people. And that's what happened. Like, in the audience, it's not always going to be LGBT people, it could be anybody in the audience. So it's not just your time to rant a bunch of jokes. You know, that's your time to teach people, teach everyone in the audience, because you're going to have a healthy mix out there. And I feel like she did that, and without even knowing it, she was being funny and she was telling her stories. But Charlotte, it clicked for her that she had to be that mom, she had to be caring, because she saw her up there killing it as a stand-up comedian. She was literally saying how she came out to her parents and she had a great upbringing like that. And then that message carried on to Charlotte just from that story. And now that message is on TV, on a huge platform, on HBO Max, with a huge show. And I hope that lots of older women and men like see it and kind of educate themselves on some of these things that are happening. And even like anyone, honestly, more so people in the future who are thinking about having kids and may have to come up with that whole like dealing with kids who are different, or having a kid come out to them. These moments in this show, hopefully there's a section of demographic of the show of people who haven't had kids yet, or their kids are about to be teenagers or something, and then that would allow them to understand that this is what it looks like. This is what it looks like when you ignore those things and you just love your kid. They can grow up, they can be great, they can thrive, but you cannot let these things that they tell you and the things that they want to be change your love for them, is basically the bottom line. And this show is doing a great job of like putting that all out on the table. I'm very proud of them in the way that they put things out. And Miss Miranda at the end is feeling a little real close with my girl, and I feel like things are gonna get possibly sexual with her. I could definitely see her enjoying that, just to need a little change, and maybe that will bring her out of her alcoholism that she's being charged for by the girls. And I could see that being her way out of that, and her just being a little bit lesbian, which is totally fine. It's actually like a beautiful thing. And I'm sure that, because I know the actress who plays her, Cynthia Nixon, is a lesbian, so I'm sure she's very excited. That it's funny because it's not just, oh, she's a lesbian herself, she'll be good at this. It actually fits. Like, this is perfect for Miranda, and I'm happy that Cynthia gets to play a part of, like, you know, LGBT member, which she already is. I'm glad that she gets to bring her character into the LGBT world in a way, because Miranda needs that right now. She needs to get a little sparkle, joy, all that cute shit. So yeah, all right, guys, I'm gonna go. Cause I could rant about this episode forever. I just want to say I really loved it, and I don't know, like, again, it's one of those things, like, so many videos on here are like planned and mapped out and all those things, but sometimes I just need to come rant and talk about like what I just saw, and this wasn't like a real like review where I cover every single little thing. And I said that when I covered the first episode, and still people commented and said like, I love it, do another episode. And so this is for you guys. Thank you so much for enjoying that first review and watching this one. Hopefully you enjoyed it. I know it's different, I know it's cute, I know it's out of the box, but welcome. And don't forget to subscribe, hit the notification bell so you do not miss a video, and let me know in the comments what you guys thought about this episode, what you thought about Natasha running around getting chased, what you think about that coffee spilling on her, that poor hand. Oh my gosh, I felt so bad for her. What did you think about the kids? What did you think about Charlotte crying during the stand-up? What did you think about that kiss at the end with the shotgun, which I love, by the way. I've fallen in love with so many guys who have given me shotguns like that. Like, literally, that is like one of the best ways to like win me over with my heart, is like a cute little shotgun like that. But anyway, that's beside the point. Love that. What did you think about all the storylines, all the characters? How are we feeling about this season? Let me know in the comments. Hopefully I'm not the only one super excited about this, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.